time has clearly come for me to leave the game before the game leaves me.
What you just saw is a viral clip of LeBron James that broke the internet and the hearts of many NBA fans. After 22 seasons of breaking records, silencing critics, and carrying the league on his back, the king appears to say he's done. Was this part of the plan all along, or did that playoff loss push him over the edge? Some people think the clip is fake, others swear it's real. In this video, I'm breaking down what really happened. Let's get into it. The shocking announcement. The Los Angeles Lakers had just been eliminated from the 2025 NBA playoffs, falling to the Minnesota Timberwolves with a final score of 103-96 in Game 5 of their first-round series. But it wasn't just the disappointment of another early playoff exit that had reporters on the edge of their seats. It was the man sitting at the podium, LeBron James, arguably the greatest basketball player of his generation, possibly of all time, and the words that would soon come out of his mouth.
And then just have a conversation with myself on how long I want to continue to play.
When asked about his future, LeBron said when asked about his future,
something I'll sit down with my family, my wife, and my support group and kind of just talk through it and see what happens.
With those words, spoken on April 30th, 2025, the NBA world was thrown into a frenzy. Had we just witnessed the final game of LeBron James's illustrious 22-year career? The 40-year-old superstar had played 40 minutes in that elimination game, contributing 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. A solid performance by any standard, but perhaps not enough to stave off the questions about his future that had been building throughout the season. For LeBron, this wasn't the first time retirement rumors had swirled around him. In fact, similar speculation had emerged almost exactly 2 years prior, after the Lakers were swept by the Denver Nuggets in the 2023 Western Conference Finals. Back then, LeBron had told reporters, "Going forward with the game of basketball, I've got a lot to think about," sparking a summer of uncertainty before he ultimately decided to return. But this time felt different. At 40 years old, with more NBA mileage on his body than almost anyone in league history, the whispers of retirement carried more weight. LeBron's comments after the Timberwolves loss suggested a more serious contemplation of his basketball mortality. This wasn't just about whether he would stay with the Lakers, but whether he would stay in the game at all. I clarified that my uncertainty pertains to just playing, period, LeBron emphasized, making it clear that retirement was genuinely on the table. The weight of those words reverberated through the basketball world, from the Lakers front office to living rooms of fans across the globe. What makes this moment so significant isn't just the potential end of one player's career, it's the conclusion of an era in basketball. LeBron James has been the face of the NBA for nearly 2 decades, a cultural icon whose influence extends far beyond the hardwood. From his high school days as the chosen one to his current status as the league's all-time leading scorer, LeBron's journey has been meticulously documented and debated. His potential retirement isn't just a sports story, it's a cultural watershed moment. But what exactly led to this point? The signs had been there throughout the 2024-25 season. In November 2024, LeBron made comments indicating he wouldn't play much longer, stating, "I'm not going to play that much longer, to be completely honest. 1 year, 2 years, whatever the case may be." He emphasized not wanting to disrespect the game by playing past his prime, saying, "I'm not going to be the guy disrespecting the game because I just want to be out on the floor." This sentiment was echoed in March 2025, when LeBron appeared on The Pat McAfee Show and discussed his retirement criteria, focusing on mental motivation rather than physical ability.
You got to take care of your body, but more importantly, you got to take care of your mind. You know, being a professional athlete, if your mind is not as sharp as possible or as clear as possible, then you're not going to be able to perform at a high level.
These statements suggest that while LeBron's body might still be capable of NBA-level performance, his mental approach to the game could be the deciding factor in his retirement decision. It's a perspective shared by other legends who played into their 40s, like Karl Malone, who retired in 2005 primarily due to a lack of desire to play another season, stating, "As much as Karl Malone wanted to win an NBA title, he just didn't have the desire to play a 20th season." As the basketball world waits with bated breath for LeBron's final decision, it's worth examining the context surrounding this potential retirement. The Lakers' 2024-25 season was a mix of highs and lows, characterized by the mid-season acquisition of Luka Doncic, which raised championship expectations. Despite a late-season surge, the team couldn't get past the Timberwolves in the first round, ending with a disappointing Game 5 loss, where LeBron suffered a knee-to-knee collision that left his left leg swollen, perhaps a final reminder of the physical toll that comes with playing professional basketball at the highest highest level for more than 2 decades. The timing of LeBron's decision is particularly intriguing given his contract situation. He has a player option for the 2025 to 26 season worth $52.6 million, with a decision deadline of June 29, 2025. This creates a definitive timeline for his retirement decision. By the end of June, we'll know whether LeBron intends to play another season or hang up his sneakers for good. But there's more than just basketball at play in this decision. As LeBron himself alluded to, family considerations will factor heavily. After the Game 4 defeat earlier in the series, LeBron was non-committal about his plans, stating, "At this point in my career, it's not just about basketball, it's about family, legacy, and the bigger picture." This suggests a holistic approach to his retirement decision, one that considers life beyond basketball. LeBron's family life has always been a central part of his narrative. Married to his high school sweetheart Savannah since 2013, the couple has been together since 2002 and has 3 children: LeBron Bronny James Jr., born 2004, Bryce Maximus James, born 2007, and Juri Nova James, born 2014. His relationship with Savannah has been a constant throughout his career, with LeBron frequently acknowledging her sacrifices and support. This family dynamic adds another layer of intrigue to LeBron's retirement decision, particularly given that Bronny was drafted by the Lakers in 2024, making LeBron and Bronny the NBA's first active father-son duo. The opportunity to continue playing alongside his son could be a compelling reason for LeBron to delay retirement, although it might also represent the perfect bookend to his career, achieving the unprecedented milestone of playing with his son, then stepping away on his own terms. The emotional weight of LeBron's potential retirement isn't lost on fans, many of whom have followed his entire career. On online forums, supporters express a range of emotions, from denial, "Cut the retirement talks, you're bringing tears to my eyes," to acceptance of the inevitable end of an era. The prospect of the NBA without LeBron James is difficult for many to imagine, given his towering presence in the sport for over 2 decades. Yet not all fan reactions are sentimental. Some express skepticism about LeBron's retirement talk, with comments on forums like RealGM suggesting it's for attention, drawing contrasts with his past bold claims. This skepticism isn't entirely unfounded, given that LeBron has previously hinted at retirement only to return most notably after the 2023 playoff exit. For the Lakers organization, LeBron's retirement would mark the end of a significant chapter. Since joining the team in 2018, he's led them to an NBA championship in 2020 and remained their cornerstone player despite approaching 40. NBA insider Eric Pincus has predicted that James is likely to exercise his option and remain with the Lakers for at least the 2025 to 26 season, citing the team's willingness to make roster adjustments to remain competitive. But LeBron's comments about needing to consider the team's future roster indicate that his decision may also depend on the Lakers' ability to build a championship-caliber team around him. As May 2025 unfolds, the basketball world remains in a state of suspense. Has LeBron James already played his final NBA game, or will he return for one more season, possibly his last? The next few weeks will bring clarity to one of the most significant retirement decisions in sports history, one that will reshape the NBA landscape for years to come. Legacy reflections and retirement patterns. When discussing potential retirement for a player of LeBron James's caliber, it's essential to examine the patterns established by other NBA legends who continued playing into their 40s. This exclusive club offers valuable context for understanding LeBron's decision-making process as he contemplates ending his storied career. Karl Malone, one of the greatest power forwards in NBA history, presents a particularly relevant case study. Malone officially retired on February 13, 2005, after 19 NBA seasons. Like LeBron, Malone was 40 years old when he played his final season, though he announced his retirement at 41. The similarities don't end there. Malone also spent the majority of his career with one franchise, the Utah Jazz, before joining the Lakers for his final season in pursuit of a championship that ultimately eluded him. The primary reason for Malone's retirement wasn't physical, it was mental. As he stated during his announcement, as much as Karl Malone wanted to win an NBA title, he just didn't have the desire to play a 20th season. This mirrors LeBron's recent comments about mental motivation being the determining factor in his retirement decision. Malone had considered a return after meeting with the San Antonio Spurs, potentially joining a championship contender for one last run at a title. However, he ultimately concluded that mentally he could not perform at the level that had made him one of the best players in the league. Despite being physically recovered from knee surgery that had forced him to miss half of the 2003 to 2004 season, Malone felt he couldn't maintain his elite performance, stating, "I decided that mentally he couldn't play at the level that made him one of the best ever in the league." Another instructive example is Dirk Nowitzki, who officially announced his retirement on April 9, 2019, during his final home game with the Dallas Mavericks. Like LeBron, Nowitzki was 40 when he retired after 21 seasons with the same franchise. Unlike Malone and potentially LeBron, Nowitzki had already secured a championship, leading the Mavericks to the title in 2011. Nowitzki's retirement decision was influenced heavily by physical challenges. He missed the first 26 games of his final season due to recovery from ankle surgery and experienced persistent foot and ankle flare-ups, leading him to remark, "It took a lot at age 40 to get ready, and that reduced the fun in the sport." Interestingly, Nowitzki later expressed regret about playing his final 2 seasons, saying in a 2024 interview, "I think I missed the right time if you watch my last 2 years. It's always hard to find the right moment for a competitor." This regret stemmed primarily from the physical limitations that followed him into retirement. Nowitzki noted that continuing to play limited his ability to engage in physical activities with his children, stating, "I keep thinking whether the last 2 years in the NBA were really worth it," highlighting the impact on his post-retirement life. This is a consideration that may weigh heavily on LeBron, who has often emphasized the importance of family in his life and career decisions. Clifford Robinson represents another example of an NBA player who retired at exactly 40, ending his career after the 2006-07 NBA season, following 18 seasons with various teams, including the Portland Trail Blazers, Phoenix Suns, Detroit Pistons, Golden State Warriors, and New Jersey Nets. While the specific reasons for Robinson's retirement aren't as well documented as those of Malone or Nowitzki, his decision likely reflected the natural conclusion of his career, given his age and diminishing role. These case studies demonstrate common threads among players who retired at 40, a combination of physical wear and tear, mental fatigue, and personal considerations beyond basketball. For LeBron, who has played more minutes than almost anyone in NBA history, these factors are undoubtedly relevant to his current deliberations. The physical aspect cannot be underestimated. Despite LeBron's remarkable conditioning and durability, the toll of 22 NBA seasons is immense. In his potential final game against the Timberwolves, he suffered a knee-to-knee collision that left his left leg swollen, a reminder of the physical risks that come with continuing to play at an advanced age. Yet LeBron's performance remains elite. During the 2024-25, he averaged 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 8.2 assists per game, numbers that would be impressive for a player of any age, let alone a 40-year-old. Unlike Nowitzki, who experienced significant physical decline in his final seasons, LeBron has maintained a level of play that suggests he could continue for several more years if motivated to do so. This makes his retirement decision even more intriguing. It's not being forced by diminishing skills or abilities, but rather by his own assessment of his mental readiness to continue the grind of NBA seasons. For context, it's worth noting that very few players have excelled past 40 in the NBA. The average NBA player retires around age 33, making 40-year retirements exceptional. Players like Vince Carter retired at 43 and Robert Parrish at 43 played longer than Malone, Nowitzki, and Robinson. But these are rare exceptions in the history of the league. LeBron's continued elite performance at 40 already places him in rarefied air. Beyond the physical and mental aspects, legacy considerations undoubtedly factor into LeBron's decision-making process. Having surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to become the NBA's all-time leading scorer and accumulated 4 championships with 3 different franchises, LeBron has little left to prove. Yet the pursuit of additional championships to strengthen his case in the GOAT debate with Michael Jordan could potentially motivate him to continue. Then there's the family dimension, particularly the unprecedented opportunity to play alongside his son Bronny. This milestone achievement represents the realization of a long-time goal for LeBron, who had expressed interest in playing with his son for years. Having accomplished this, does LeBron feel a sense of completion in his career, or does he want to extend this unique father-son partnership for another season? The dynamics of LeBron's marriage and family life provide additional context for his retirement considerations. His wife, Savannah James, has been a supportive presence throughout his career, running several initiatives in Akron, Ohio, including the I Promise Makeover in 2013 and Women of Our Future in 2017. The couple has weathered the challenges of LeBron's career moves together, from Cleveland to Miami, back to Cleveland, and then to Los Angeles. In recent years, Savannah has expanded her public profile, launching the podcast Everybody's Crazy with April McDaniel in April 2024, which she described as a freeing experience. The couple was also featured in the Netflix docuseries Starting Five, which began streaming in October 2024. These developments suggest a growing comfort with media visibility for Savannah, potentially indicating a readiness for the next chapter of their lives together. Despite this public expansion, the couple's relationship has remained private in many ways, with LeBron consistently expressing appreciation for Savannah's support. During his acceptance speech for the best record-breaking performance at the 2023 SPI Awards, he acknowledged her sacrifices, stating, "For our family, no one has sacrificed more and more hard work to support this family family more than you, and I appreciate you for that. Love you. This stable family foundation may provide LeBron with the confidence to transition into retirement, knowing he has a supportive structure beyond basketball. In April 2025, this bond was prominently displayed when LeBron publicly defended Savannah against inappropriate comments made by rapper Kevin Gates, posting photos of them on Instagram with the caption, "Kings don't concern themselves with the opinions of peasants. Where to next, Queen? Let's get it." This incident highlighted LeBron's protective nature toward his family and the united front they present to the public. As LeBron contemplates retirement, financial considerations are unlikely to be a significant factor. His net worth is estimated at approximately $535 million, with substantial income from media ventures like the Spring Hill Company. While the $52.6 million player option for the 2025 to 26 season is substantial, LeBron's decision will likely be driven by factors beyond financial gain. The road ahead. The prospect of LeBron's retirement has also sparked discussions about his basketball legacy. Some fans believe he should retire to preserve his legacy, while others argue his elite performance suggests he can continue. This debate extends to speculation about whether he will stay with the Lakers, return to Cleveland for a final chapter, or make another move in pursuit of additional championships. On forums like Real GM, fans discuss returning to Cleveland with comments like, "Back to Cleveland, let's push coming home to the top of the charts one more time in 2026. Others speculate about transitioning to a sixth-man role, suggesting he can come off the bench the next 5 years, become sixth man of the year. These discussions highlight the range of possibilities fans envision for LeBron's career conclusion. Some fans even doubt the Lakers' commitment to keeping LeBron, with comments questioning whether the team would prefer to build around Luka Doncic. This skepticism reflects the business realities of the NBA, where teams must constantly balance present success with future potential. As the June 29, 2025 deadline for LeBron's player option decision approaches, the speculation will only intensify. Will he follow the path of Karl Malone, retiring primarily due to a lack of desire to continue, or will he relate more to Dirk Nowitzki, potentially regretting playing his final seasons due to physical limitations in retirement? Perhaps he'll forge a unique path, leveraging his still elite performance to continue defying age expectations while playing alongside his son. However, the NBA as a whole faces a significant transition in the event of LeBron's eventual retirement. As the face of the league for nearly 2 decades, his absence will create a void that multiple rising stars will compete to fill. Players like Luka Doncic, Jason Tatum, and Zion Williamson represent the future of the league, but none currently matches LeBron's combination of on-court excellence and cultural impact. Television ratings and global interest in the NBA could be affected by LeBron's retirement, at least in the short term. His presence has been a reliable driver of viewership, particularly in playoff games. The league's marketing strategies will need to adapt to highlight new stars and storylines once LeBron exits the stage. Media coverage of LeBron's retirement decision has been extensive, with outlets from ESPN to local publications weighing in on his future. Organizational efforts will need to shift toward promoting new stars and storylines once LeBron steps away. ESPN analyst Brian Windhorst, who has covered LeBron since his high school days, has provided context on the retirement speculation. Windhorst shared a surprising update on LeBron's retirement timeline, suggesting he might stay on the court for multiple seasons despite earlier reports. This analysis highlights the uncertainty surrounding LeBron's decision, with even longtime observers struggling to predict his next move. As fans and analysts debate LeBron's future, it's worth considering how other NBA legends' retirements were received. Dirk Nowitzki's retirement announcement sparked profound emotional responses from fans, many of whom viewed him as a childhood hero. Comments like, "Dirk is the last one to retire that I had a poster of on my wall," reflected the personal connection fans felt to the player and the sense of loss associated with his departure. Similarly, when Nowitzki's jersey number 41 was retired on January 5, 2022, fans chanted MVP, MVP, and praised his revolutionary impact on the game, particularly for big men. LeBron's eventual jersey retirement ceremony will likely evoke even stronger reactions, given his global fan base and cultural significance beyond basketball. Interestingly, before Nowitzki's official announcement, fans debated whether he would return for another season, fueled by Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban's ambiguous comments. This parallels the current situation with LeBron, where his statements leave room for interpretation and speculation. After retirement, Nowitzki took time away from basketball, later revealing, "I think the first 2 years I barely watched. When I was traveling, I didn't check the scores, not even Mavs games. I just needed to get away." This insight suggests that even for players who deeply love the game, retirement can necessitate a clean break before reconnecting with basketball in a different capacity. For LeBron, a similar pattern might emerge, especially given his numerous business and media interests that could occupy his attention post-retirement. However, his role as a special advisor to the Mavericks, announced on June 18, 2021, provides a potential model for LeBron's involvement with the the Lakers or another organization after his playing days end. Beyond the basketball implications, LeBron's retirement decision will have significant cultural impact. As one of the most recognizable and influential athletes globally, his transition away from playing will create ripple effects through sports, entertainment, and business. His voice on social and political issues has grown increasingly prominent throughout his career, and retirement could potentially give him an even larger platform to address causes important to him. LeBron's media presence will likely expand in retirement, building on his existing production company and entertainment ventures. He's already demonstrated interest and aptitude in this area, with projects ranging from the movie Space Jam: A New Legacy to the HBO talk show The Shop. Following the model of former players like Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan, LeBron could leverage his brand and connections to build a media empire that extends his influence long after his playing days are over. There's also the possibility of ownership, a goal LeBron has openly discussed. The opportunity to become the first former player to own an NBA team could be a compelling next chapter, allowing him to remain involved in basketball while creating a historic new milestone. This would represent a natural evolution of his career, from player to executive to owner, cementing his legacy beyond his on-court achievements. Whatever decision LeBron makes, it will reshape the NBA landscape and conclude one of the most remarkable chapters in basketball history. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, click on one of the boxes playing on your screen to watch more similar content.